Ben Stewart here with PopularMechanics.com, and next to me is Ty Van Hooydonk with Discover Today's Motorcycle. And today we're out here testing cruisers, and they're not just any cruisers, there's the middleweight cruisers. This is the meat of the market, isn't it, Ty?
That's right. Cruisers in America represent more than half of the on-highway market.
And why wouldn't they? You know, they're relatively inexpensive. I think just about every one got close to 50 miles to the gallon. They're a heck of a lot of fun to ride. And you know what? They give you that big cruiser look without spending a lot of money. Now, none of the bikes in our lineup says retro and hip, like the Harley-Davidson Sportster 883. This bike looks a lot like the bikes that came before it. Ty, how long has this bike been in production in one form or another?
Well, the Sportster's been around longer than you and I have been alive, that's for sure. So it's a classic Harley-Davidson. It's the entry-level Harley for people who want to go American.
And it's a quick little bike. It tied with the Suzuki for second place at the quarter mile. So it's got the power. It's also got the moves in the backcountry compared to the traditional cruisers. High cornering clearance. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It was a lot more fun out in the back roads. I think the riding position helps it. It doesn't have very big wide handlebars, and so it had a whole different feel than the other bikes.
Exactly, and you know, for a Harley or really any bike in this class, this one's a screaming deal. Basic Harley 883 Sportster, 6,600 bucks, not bad. Now, if you're looking for a way to have a little fun in your morning commute, may I suggest the Honda Spirit 750. It's typical Honda. Nice, smooth, easy to use controls, really a comfortable ride. Ty, what do you think about the Spirit 750? It's pretty good for a beginner rider, isn't it?
I think it might be great for a second bike for somebody. It's a 750, so it's still pretty substantial.
I really dig the looks of this thing. I wouldn't mind riding this bike every day.
Yeah, it's got a nice set of finishes on it. The metals, the paintwork is all very nice. Typical Honda quality. You can't beat them there.
Well, there you go. Great bike as a commuter, great bike to have as a toy on the weekend, too. Now, out of our group of cruisers, the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 was the absolute hot rod. And it's a pretty big bike. It's really comfortable on long hauls. It's almost like the next level up in cruisers. Ty, what do you think? Is this too much bike for the entry-level guy?
This is definitely not an entry-level motorcycle. It's a 900. That's a very substantial bike. But if you're a bigger person and you've been through the Motorcycle Safety Foundation rider course, you've got a lot of miles under your belt, it's probably a good second or maybe even a third motorcycle to have down the road.
And also, I like the gas gauge on this. Not too many bikes in this class or even in the neighborhood of this bike have a gas gauge, and that's really handy on long hauls. It's
a nice touch. You know, the instrument package is all there. It's got a fuel light as well to remind you if the gas gauge isn't enough as well. And we're all watching fuel these days, so it helps. And
best of all, this thing's a 900, yet it only goes for $7,400, only a few $100s more than the rest of the bikes in our test. Pretty smoking deal. If you're looking for a cruiser, but you still want to hit the canyons on the weekends and have a little fun, Suzuki's Boulevard M50 is a good choice. Ty, what has Suzuki done with this bike in particular to make it a little bit more nimble in the canyons and handle?
Well, Suzuki likes to inject a little bit of GSXR sport bike DNA into all of its products, including the Boulevard cruisers that they have. So you notice up front it has upside down or male slider forks. That's a very sporting fork treatment up there. And it's got some good beefy tires on it that stick pretty well and some decent cornering clearance. So yeah, when it comes time to do the twisties, you got a bike.
That's true, and just as a note, this bike too has had one of the most comfortable passenger pillions of all the bikes in our test. So you can take your girlfriend along with you, your wife, and she's not going to complain because this bike's got a nice rear seat. Of all the bikes in our test, Yamaha's V-Star 650 is quite possibly the most perfectly tailored to a first-year, early beginning rider. Ty, what's good about this bike in terms of easy rideability for the first timer?
Well, this bike's a 650 and it's very low to the ground and it has a very narrow seat too. So I'm only 5'7", but I could plant both feet firmly on the ground, and that gives you a lot of confidence, especially if you're a new rider. So this is really a great bike, as a second motorcycle to have, something to learn on.
You know, the other thing too is when you're in traffic, and if you use this bike as a commuter, you're in traffic, you're on the clutch and off the clutch. This bike had the lightest clutch feel of all the bikes in the test, so you're not going to fatigue when you're going to work on this bike.
Overall, the Star motorcycle line offers a lot of customization opportunities. You can go online, go to their website, get the catalog, and there's probably a few nice tasty bits to put on this bike to make it even more special.
And it's carbureted, and it's air-cooled, so you might even get some respect from those Harley guys. What do you think?
That's right, absolutely.